Michael123 here, Queen Nail Ducky right here, and today I'm going to tell you guys what you guys should have if you are starting to do duct tape. So, when I started off duct tape, I didn't have a cutting mat or a cutting knife or any of those fancy schmancy things. I just had scissors and a ruler. So, if you were like a beginner and you're not sure you really want to pursue like duct taping, you just want to make like a wallet or two, I suggest using just a ruler and scissors. But if you want to become a big taper on YouTube, then I suggest getting these following supplies. The first one being a cutting mat. This was actually my first cutting mat. This is a lot of people's first cutting mat. It's a pretty nice cutting mat, 10 bucks. You know, it's still lasting me now. I did so many crafts on this. Use the back too. You can use the back. It doesn't have grids on it, but you can still use it. You can see where I've used it a lot. And then later on, as I kind of advanced more, I got this bigger cutting mat, which is 23 inches, as you guys can see over there, by 17. It's a really nice big cutting mat, and it shows 1/4 of an inches. I really suggest getting a 1/4 of an inch cutting mat if you're doing card pocket trims. Also, this mat does have a backside. Let me show you. It does have a backside, so you can flip it over. But if you are just going to get a regular little small cutting mat like this, I suggest getting a cutting mat like this. And I got this from Walmart, and then I got this from Joann's Fabric, and I never really use this for cutting. If you could look really closely, I've never once cut a single piece of duct tape on this. I just trim my card pockets, and this was a really nice cutting mat because it could spin. And I don't suggest, if you're going to be buying a mat like this, I don't suggest cutting your duct tape on this. I just suggest getting it for trims, because then your dots will wear out and then you won't have everywhere to trim. And yeah, so that's another thing I suggest having. The next thing I really suggest having is a metal ruler. I used to have plastic rulers, and that's all I would use. And yeah, plastic rulers, eventually you'll cut away the sides, where regular rulers I really like. One tip about using a regular ruler is, if you use it like this and cut your duct tape, your X-Acto knife can go under, because if you look right here, this little cushioned part, it's a little bit higher than this metal part. So if you set it down, your X-Acto knife could go in that little crack down there and make your wall uneven. So I suggest flipping it upside down, pressing down, and using it there, because then there's no way your X-Acto knife can get inside of the thing. So yeah, a metal ruler is very recommended. So next is X-Acto knives. So I'm going to show you all my X-Acto knives. I actually started off with this little X-Acto knife, which is a set with this. It actually doesn't come with this. It just is made by the same brand and everything, and it's a great first little starting X-Acto knife. Yeah, so I started off with this, and then slowly I got this one, and I really liked this one a lot. I liked the little grippy handle and everything. And so I got this one, but I got tired of like trying to pull this off and on right here, which is kind of a pain. And by the way, this one's by Westcott. This one's by the X-Acto brand. And then my brother bought this one for me. It was just a little blade, and this one actually does work a lot for a lot of things, not necessarily for designs, just for cutting strips. And so I really do recommend one of these. Not for everyday use. I don't use this every day, but I do recommend it if you're cutting large strips of tape. Also, I just keep them in this little mason jar. So then I found this little pocket knife thing, and I really liked this because it had all the things you needed for duct tape, basically. Because you have your scissors, you know, you could cut your duct tape with your scissors. Obviously not very large pieces. You have a little filer, which doesn't do anything with duct tape. You have a little knife right here, and that's about it. So I just thought it was kind of handy if you're going to like a craft fair and you need to cut like a little piece of a slit because you forgot to cut a slit. This is perfect to carry with you. The next thing I got was this, and I actually got this from my uncle, and it is a X-Acto knife that that spins, and this is great for cutting designs. Like if you need to curve an edge, it just curves so nicely. Like see, I'm going in circles, and so it just like curves to your edges so nicely. The cap was broken when I got it, but these ones do have refills. In case you're wondering, I found these refills at Joann's Fabric, and they are the same kind in this blade. And then finally, I got this X-Acto knife, which I love to death, and it's just so much more comfortable to hold, and I really, really recommend this. I got this from Walmart, or no, Joann's Fabric, I want to say. I got this from Joann's Fabric when I got this cutting mat, I believe. And I really do recommend this one, this X-Acto knife. So I recommend also having multiple X-Acto knives, not just one, just in case one breaks. Another thing I recommend is always having backup X-Acto blades. So I just have my old iPhone case, you know, just my old iPhone case, and I keep the X-Acto blades in there for the rotisserie one, and then these are just like awkwardly shaped X-Acto blades. And then I always keep my used X-Acto blades, so I put my used ones in here. And then I put my new ones in here. And that's just because there is a way of getting your old ones, making your old ones like work again. So I just keep them just in case I run out of new ones, and then I can just go back to using these old ones. So I always recommend having X-Acto blades. On the other part of my iPhone case, my old iPhone case, I have my top loaders. I really recommend having top loaders because it's great ID plastic. So right here I have some non-cut top loaders, and I suggest having non-cut ones just in case you're doing trades. Back here I have some ID plastics given to me by a subscriber, and this ID plastic is pretty awesome. I actually made a wallet with this once, and I already sold it too. It's really cool plastic, and it's cool. Yeah, I like it. And then I just have back here some pre-cut top loaders, and then some frosted plastic. In case you were wondering where to get your frosted plastic from, this is where I get mine from. I get mine from Walmart, and all they are dividers for your binder. So that is really recommended to have. Another thing recommended to have, which you do not have to have, is some business cards. The reason why this is recommended is because you can give your information out to people without having to like write it down several times. So it's recommended, but it's not required to like start your own little duct tape thing. But this is only really for if you have a business. Another thing that is really recommended to have are non-stick scissors. Now, I have two pairs of scissors. I have these non-stick pairs, and then I have my Duct brand scissors. These are amazing, but I refuse to cut like Ziploc and stuff with these for fear that I'm gonna like ruin them. So I use like these for my Ziploc and my non-duct tape stuff, and then I use this for my duct tape. You also will always want to have a pen. I just covered mine with a flower, and this is being so you can write down with any orders or anything you need to write down. One last thing before the biggest thing of all, well, I have two actually. Some bobby pins, and this is for bows, and some Ziploc. I have some pre-cut to 4 inches. I have some off pre-cut for mini or for ruffled coin pouches, and then I have some non-pre-cut for women's wallets. So this is recommended to have for all those little Ziploc crafts. And finally, and last but certainly not least, what is very, very highly recommended to have, like if you don't have this, you can't do this basically, is duct tape. Now you want to have some patterns, you know, some regular prints, some solids, some fun patterns, you know, some shimmery ones, just some random patterns. You're going to want some gray tape. You're going to want some, you guys are sitting on it, clear tape, you know. And what I recommend you have as well is this Scotch shipping tape, and I got this from Target. And it is perfect to go in the back of your card pockets because it's called reinforced shipping tape. So it reinforces your your card pockets. And let me cut a piece really quickly to show you this. Oopsie daisy. So I cut a piece, and I want to show you how well, sorry, I'm trying to see if I did something. Okay. Oopsie. Okay, so I literally can't rip this. Like, no joke. I'm trying as hard as I can. And it's pretty hard to rip. Whereas if I take my gray tape and just put gray tape or clear tape at the back of your card pockets, you know. And this is very recommended because people don't want their wallets to be big, and this does not make them thick and bulky. It just makes them very, very high quality. So that is it for what I recommend for you guys to have. I want to throw in one more thing that might be a little optional, and that is some cards, and this reason being to get out all your air bubbles. And so that's just kind of recommended to have. I forgot to mention that, but I just did. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and give it a thumbs up. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. See you later, guys. Bye.